Welcome to Overkill OK7, lucky number 7, and I have a very, very special guest, which I'll introduce in just a minute. Before I thank our sponsors, The Partisan. Every single week, they open their doors. It's wonderful. They let us in. Drinks are strong, located on Main Street in Merced. Come on down. Awesome. You can find us on YouTube under Ubiquicast. I'm not even going to try and spell it. There'll be a little thing below right here that will tell you where to go. And also, you can get us on iTunes now as well. Just search for effitt, E-F-F-I-T-T. Again, that'll be right there too. Welcome, Christopher Casuga.
Hello.
Better known as
Kazoo.
Kazoo. Yeah. Yes, a very, very special guest. I never ever thought that I would get you on, and I'm so excited to get you on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. So you are another one of those guys that everybody knows around Merced, but I don't think many people know about you.
Yeah, I think that would be, yeah, your story does check out. Yeah, I do tend to, because I hang out in Partisan and at downtown a lot of people see me. I'm a relatively memorable guy, I guess.
You're very memorable.
And a lot of people say, hey, it's Kazoo. Like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
I don't know their names. It's pretty much like I'm back in fucking grade school.
How does that make you feel when people like are going up to you and, oh, Kazoo, let me give you a hug, let me touch you, that kind of thing? How does that make you feel when you're like, I don't know who the fuck you are?
That's cool,
Yeah?
I guess.
Yeah?
I guess it is part of the territory.
Yeah.
It is a thing that happens, and sometimes you actually get to know those people and actually engage with them, and it's not as weird.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad to be throwing the veil out.
That's cool.
I suppose.
That's cool. Well, now you're really throwing the veil out because now you're on the show and people are going to know the real Kazoo. Yeah, the cameras are turned on. No, not really. Not really. You're good. You're good.
Good.
You're good. Do a little powder puff on your nose. You're good. So you do a lot of different things. I mean, when I first moved here, and I'm fairly new to Merced, and when I first moved here, I mean, you were everywhere. You know, tell me what you do. I mean,
all right. Well, probably the one thing most people know me as, I am the sound engineer for The Partisan, the establishment in which we are currently in.
Absolutely.
I actually got that job from, it was July of 2010. I had just graduated from the UC. I was sort of looking for work. So just as a fluke, as a lark, I messaged the guy who was who was running sound at The Partisan currently, James Deans. People might know him better as Destructo Bunny. And I asked, hey, do you need an apprentice to help out with running sound and stuff? And he messaged me, like, I haven't talked with him in a while, back then, and he messages me back, says, Kazoo, I think you'd be perfect for the job. Come in on Monday to, I'll show you how open mic night works, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. So, now, were you a frequent patron to The Partisan, and is that why Destructo Bunny knew you? Or?
I sort of knew him, sort of earlier when I came to the UC. I started hanging out at the a lot of the music events. I came here in 2006, back when the Mainzer Theater was still open. I was looking around. UC Merced was the only UC that actually accepted me. The other 4 was a clean sweep. I didn't even play to Merced, but
really,
yeah, it was the program where they were still trying to stuff a lot of people.
And where are you from?
San Jose.
San Jose.
So only about 2 hours west.
Okay.
Lovely city.
All right.
Merced has its own charms, of which I've been succumbed to.
Yes.
I don't even know if that was proper grammar, but here we are.
No,
anyway,
succumbed to it. Cool.
I came here in 2006. I was doing a little bit of MySpace snooping, trying to see what was sort of all the cool things that are happening. Oh, the Mainzer Theater. That's cool. There's indie rock here. I'm going to survive. Not 2 weeks into the semester, and they closed down. But that first show I went, is when I met RC and all the other people there in the Merced scene, as it were, and it was definitely a bittersweet point for them. I was coming in having had nearly no prior knowledge of all things that are going on. There's this incredible history about the people who hang out here and things going on, and I'm fucking Johnny-come-lately, and just
Is that the story of your life, Johnny-come-lately? At such a young age, no.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, that was when I met everyone and started going to more of the house shows and stuff, and that was how I really started to meet a lot of their local Mercedians. So definitely it came to a point where I had nearly an equal amount of friends over at the UC as I did here. But back to the original story, I actually had not been hanging out like in downtown a whole lot around that time. I just graduated. I really hadn't made it out to downtown as much as I would have liked to, just because of my final semester and stuff.
Well, and I think UC Merced makes it a bit hard for the students to get into the.
I have a car, so I have no excuse.
Okay, cool. All right, all right, all right.
But yeah, where were we? About
you hadn't really been into the city, and you graduated.
I've been in the city, but it's just in that recent time I hadn't really made it out. So it was starting to help out Destructo Bunny and later RC with helping out with the shows. I really started to ingratiate myself for better or for worse with the there's that scene for better, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
And I've been working at this officially since about January 2011, roughly about when Destructo Bunny moved out to Ocean Beach, and I had a job of running sound for the live bands. So
you do live bands, but you also do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Monday nights over here at the Partisans is going to be one big, a relatively large glut of pro-partisan material, as you can clearly see. This is all one big mess of sponsorship, and I really do not care. Monday night is open mic night. The signups for that start at 8 o'clock, and we go from 8:30 to 11. There's 15 slots for 10 minutes for people to get up on stage and do their thing. Mostly it's been singer-songwriters, rappers, a few comedians, not a whole lot in, again, recent memory, but yeah.
Cool.
And Tuesday nights are the game night Braingasm, which I believe started a few years back. I host it along with Jacob Goss, who's a local Merced comedian and actor, and that has been a lot of fun. I started doing that roughly a little more than a year ago, actually, and that was sort of really getting to talk to a lot more of like Merced people, because a relatively specific group of people come out for the open mic nights and stuff.
Yes.
But game night, a lot more different groups of people come out, like the Playhouse group and other random groups of people that come out here as well. So there's that. And so yeah, as far as the Partisan goes, those are most of the things that I'm associated with. I also help out Tom Price a lot on running live sound for whenever he has bands coming through, and I understand that you guys are having him on Overkill next week. Yes, we are. Look at that, all these plugs. It's just tie-ins. It's just like the ending to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, where everything is connected. Exactly. And Tom Price is the head publisher, editor-in-chief, and grand poobah of the Downtown Life magazine. Absolutely, right on, cool. And now, so outside of the Partisan, though, you're also a musician yourself. Yes. I am the lead singer, guitar slinger, and songwriter for Feeling Gravity's Pull, a Merced-based indie rock concern. Which is awesome. Awesome. We're pretty good. No, I think you're more than pretty good. You guys are really, I have a tendency to humble brag, but sometimes when I listen to the album that my band put out, which is called Not Since the Accident, I listen to, damn, we fucking kicked this one out of the park. No, it's all good. It really is. And where can they get that? They can find the album on a pay-as-you-want basis on feelinggravitiespull.bandcamp.com. Awesome. You guys are gonna put this on the lower thirds, right? Of course we are. We're gonna do the lower thirds for you. Awesome. Yeah, of course. We're very pro lower thirds. Yeah. I'm sorry. I must be pissing off the producers right now just by being so meta. No, it's all cool. No. So how long have you been? How long has your band been? We've been together since about roughly March 2010. I had just gotten back from, I did a study abroad program in Scotland for a few months. And so you were in Scotland? Yes. That's a whole different set of stories. I bet nobody really confused you as being Scottish. Oh, no, I don't think so. No, okay. No. I started it with several friends of mine from the UC. A friend of mine named Pete Ringard, who he was a history major there, and he's also a drummer. So I sort of knew him from friends, but we never really hung out until I had gotten back from Scotland, and like that we had just clicked it off. He became one of my best friends, and he was a drummer. We were both pretty huge devotees of Neil Young and REM, and we were playing music together, just strumming on acoustic guitars, and the thought came pretty naturally, hey, let's start a fucking band.
Yeah.
So we got another one of our friends, Sean Porter. He is currently doing an internship in DC for the fall. And then another friend of mine, Scott Jason, known then as Scott Jason, known now as Scott Hernandez Jason. He's a public information officer over at the UC.
Yes.
And we two had jammed a little bit before, but hadn't really come to fruition until now. So I had recorded a bunch of songs by myself, shown it to the rest of the guys, say, yeah, this is the sort of thing I want to do. Let's meet up in my house sometime and let's try it out. So it was, the first practice was a little rocky, but
It always is.
It always is. One of my biggest fears is just back then trying to start a band and not knowing, are we going to gel together? Do I have to do, okay, now you play this part while I'm playing this part, and I want you to be playing drums like this.
Right.
So, and then like obviously 2 years removed from that, that's just a consequence of being in a band. That's sometimes how you have to dictate things to people if you're writing songs out.
Right.
But yeah, that eventually we sort of gradually started to get it working, started writing more songs and stuff, and our first concert was actually at an event over at the UC in the Dining Commons. That was back December 2010. It was fucking awful.
Was it awful? What was the time with the Dining Room Commons? When were you playing? What time?
It was at night, so
Okay.
there was like some people around, but basically Murphy's Law reared its ugly head at me, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Like what?
So the guitar cord that I had bought that day did not work. So that was a brief moment of embarrassment while the sound guy tried to find his. On the first song, the strap button for my guitar flew off, and my guitar just comes flying off right in the middle of the first song, and the rest of the band is just playing on while I'm just standing there in my three-piece suit. Another thing, never wear a three-piece suit at a rock show, especially if you're in the band.
Right.
So I'm just like looking absolutely ridiculous. We're blowing parts left and right.
Did
and
you
it was
not
just,
like run after the guitar? You just kind of.
it sort of like flew sort of at my feet. I'm trying to grab it, and then I just give up and just grab the microphone like a madman and just finish we finished the song. There's a brief like 2-3 minute gap where we're trying to like screw it back on, and meanwhile the crowd is just dead-eyed stare, nothing, no reaction whatsoever except for the little plasma of applause.
Really?
So it was kind of a like
Damn.
really disheartening show, kind of, actually, like especially the first one. I was just it sucked.
Right.
Our second show, which was actually at the Partisan,
So you were like fuck it, we're gonna go forward. We're
gonna go forward, but
Okay.
it did suck. It sucked immensely.
Okay.
But the second show obviously went better. It was over at the Partisan, and we were still like doing like about 20% covers in our set, but it was still like.
What were some of the covers?
I think the two that we did as a band that night was Talking Heads, Psycho Killer, which actually is still a standard for us in the band,
Awesome.
and Boys Don't Cry by The Cure,
Awesome.
and The Blues Are Still Blue by Belle and Sebastian.
Great.
And then I think I also did like a solo cover of No Children by the Mountain Goats. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was like
Very, very eclectic, different mix.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like there are some like my music tastes can be relatively bipolar at times. I'll want to listen to really abrasive, noisy rock music, and then the other half is I just want to listen to really pleasant twee pop.
Yeah, I live with somebody like that.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah. 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 That's really cool. Well, you have a very interesting sound, and it's cool because for me, I'm very lyric based, and your lyrics are off the charts awesome.
Thank you.
But it's really cool for me because I like being able to kind of listen and be able to pull, oh, well, that's, you know, The Cure, or that's this, or that's that. But with your music, it's so kind of all over. It's just, it's very, very unique. Like, you can't pinpoint it. And that's what I love about it. I mean, that's what I love about it. I had never heard Feeling Gravity's Pull until you were on the Chente talk show. And then I was like, ooh, well, I want to hear the CD, and I want to, you know, listen to this. And it's just, I mean, phenomenal. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, like, big kudos for you. Now, I want to know too, this kind of pay as you want. This is a you know, relatively new concept, and I'm like all for it. I think it's awesome. But how is that going, and how did you and your band kind of decide, okay, this is what we'll do, and how is it like promoting Feeling Gravity's Pull?
Well, we actually haven't gotten like any recent downloads from it in recent memory, but you know, it definitely, I think in concept, the pay-as-you-want model is a really good one. As far as actually having it work out for a band, I don't think anyone has downloaded our album in months, so, you know, but...
Tell them where to download it.
I did.
Okay.
feelinggravitiespull.bandcamp.com.
Again, okay, there you go.
And we actually do have some hard copies of it for sale at our shows, also at Strawberry Alarm Clock over on MLK in Maine, but I don't know if anyone has really jumped for those either. But I think it's definitely cool for especially up-and-coming bands to have this sort of model, because the concept of music as a physical thing is changing. I still am relatively a traditionalist. I do want to have the physical thing in my hands, and the being able to download something online is just another way to try to get it into the hands of your fans.
Right.
But definitely, I think it definitely works out for trying to turn people on to your music. There's obviously very little cost involved. Someone can go to download our album completely pro bono and just listen to it, and if they decide that they like it, choose later to PayPal us some money or turn them on to a friend, hopefully,
or come to a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's an awesome concept, and I talk about this a lot, you know, with other people. How, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm a little older than you, and just coming from that age where, you know, you had the contracts and you were kind of tied to this, you know, certain label, and just seeing it evolve really with Napster and kind of going forward. I just think it's a really cool way to share information and really, you know, kind of share your talent, but also really get it to where they're going to see the real kind of ambiance of you guys live, and, you know, the personalities, and be able to meet you. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I totally see. Like, as soon as file sharing became a thing, that sort of started to ring the death knell for the whole
label
concept of the mainstream major labels and such. Again, I'm willing to admit some of this is probably about 75% theory and 25% actual first-hand experience. I do have a lot of friends who are involved in independent bands and such, I'm willing to admit that some of this is me talking out of my ass, but it does, I think, make a difference when people can listen to, say, you put something on bandcamp.com, which is an incredible tool for up-and-coming musicians.
Absolutely.
And just in terms of being able to cut down the walls between the listener and the people making the music.
Well, you're accessible.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's awesome. And I think that, I mean, that's kind of there's still obviously mystery, you know, surrounding, you know, the band, and ooh, you know, just okay. But to kind of, you know, like what you said, kind of, you know, unveil that whole persona and be more accessible and get people to go to shows, which I think, truthfully, that's where the industry is going. I think that, you know, okay, download our music for free, but come see a show.
Yeah.
I think that's really awesome, and I think it's kind of in the spirit of community, and it's in the spirit of, okay, well, not a lot of people can afford it, so go to a show, support the community, support you guys, support the bar,
and definitely also in the spirit, I think, of sort of demystifying the whole, like, again, veil between the people listening to the music and the people making it. I mean, I'm friends with some of the people who make some of my favorite music. I'm, like, obviously still Facebook friends, but when they do come around, or if I come around to try to see them play a show, then it's, very all well and good. And
Right. Well,
and there are people who I can interact with.
Exactly. It creates an intimacy, I think, that, before you really didn't have.
Yeah, like, imagine trying to get, say, just be able to have, like, a Facebook exchange with, like, Tom York. That's not going to happen. And Radiohead is one of my favorite bands.
Right.
But again, that sort of, intimacy and connection that you have with some artists just doesn't happen.
And it's interesting, though, because what's happening is, yes, you will never, ever, ever get the intimacy. Tom York, well, I mean, never say never, he may. But, it's interesting because he's following that model now. I mean, Radiohead...
Well, they're the ones who really...
exactly.
Who pretty much, like,
them and
period point blank, started the whole pay-as-you-want model. No, really, pay-as-you-want.
Right, pay-as-you-want. Yeah, and I think that's just an interesting concept, and I think it, like I said, it just further solidifies just where, the industry is going. Yeah. So where do you want, I mean, do you see this as just kind of a hobby, or would you like to go and say, ooh, I really want to get big, I want to tour, I want to...
Well, I think, again, a lot of my friends who are in independent bands stuff have to balance their lives between sort of like their day gig and trying to pay the bills back home, and still being able to make it out to play obnoxiously loud rock music for like-minded people. And that sort of thing where I would definitely want my future sort of music thing, because barely anyone makes money from music anymore. That's relatively a thing in the past. It's starting to fade at the very least. But again, the whole idea that there are people out there who can still play music, like go on, say, like a weekend or month-long tour, and then come back home, go back to their jobs. That's pretty much the stark reality of it, for better or worse.
So why do you do it?
Fun and profit.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a mode of expression, I suppose. I love making music. If it becomes a thing where I make some money off of it, then again, it's all well and good. But really, for me, it's more being able to make and craft something that I am passionate about and sharing it with people.
That's
if there's a little bit of money at the top, that's cool with me, I guess. But yeah.
So, what was your major?
I studied management over at the UC.
Okay.
Minor in writing,
okay.
Which I think I probably draw a little bit more utility out of. And
I hear ya.
I actually did want to sort of get into that as a means of learning how to open up my own venue or recording studio or record label, whereas most of the other people around me sort of want to join 501k, like, get like, Fortune 500 companies, get their 401k.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's sort of like a world completely removed from what I want to do.
So what do you want to do?
Well, the live sound gig is pretty rad, and I definitely would love to keep being a live sound engineer, or a recording engineer would also be something I'm definitely interested in, and definitely being able to keep doing that. It's fascinating, it's fun. I'm doing a lot of really cool things, working with a lot of really cool bands. We've had a lot of really cool bands coming through the Partisan this summer.
And you're doing their engineering for them?
Yeah, just running the live sound, but that's still a lot of fun, and being able to like go up to them afterwards and shake their hand and say, hey, thank you so much for running sound. That's the like if I were on tour, that's the sort of experience that I would want to have a good sound guy at my side.
So would you rather be behind the scenes, or would you rather be the guitar slinger?
I've been the behind the scenes guy a lot, and that's sort of where I will probably be skulking around a lot. But as I'm sure a lot of people will attest, I think when FGP played a show at the formerly the Black Box Theater, a few doors down from us, is now part of the billiards hall, and I think he said said that I was an unpredictable lead singer. Thank you, Tom. And
unpredictable lead singer.
I wonder how he gets that idea, and you'll probably like dub in like footage of me just like wrangling my guitar, bring like all sorts of feedback from it, and just being a complete knob of myself on stage. And
no, but that's awesome. I mean, you put a show on, and I think that the art of putting on a show, I think is number one, greatly underrated, and number two, almost a lost art. And I really enjoy watching you perform. I really enjoy, all the spontaneity that you do. Just being able to jump around, but then I'm going to be serious, and I'm going to, and you never know what you're going to get, and that's really, really awesome. You know, I mean, that's cool. So I mean, you really could do both.
I think that would definitely be the model that I'm going for, because I do love being the behind the scenes guy, making things happen back from behind the board.
Yeah. Now, do you do sound engineering? Did you do it for Feeling Gravity's Pull for the
album? Yeah, I that was all recorded over at the Kazoo Dome.
The Kazoo Dome.
Where
is
not
the
really
Kazoo
a
Dome?
It's just a house in Bellevue Ranch.
All right, right on.
But,
okay, cool.
But yeah, we basically set up all our stuff in the master bedroom of my house, which is where we practice. Put up some, pull together all our mics in Tascam Porta Studios, hooked them all together, put them into popped them over into my laptop and hit record. And some of it is, not some of it, when we started listening to it, it was like, hey, this is really good for something that was recorded with only 7 mics in a bedroom.
Yeah, but I think that's one thing that I've noticed about you, is that you do have a knack for really good mixing and really good sound. You have a knack for being able to go, ooh, I'm going to turn this one up and I'm going to turn this one down. I mean, I can hear that, and that's again just the performance, I think that's kind of a lost art as well. Yeah. Or you're going to some stupid, technical school for 5 years and paying $100,000 to learn it. Yeah. But I think that, you kind of, I really think it's kind of an inner, it's an inner talent that you can kind of identify that.
Sure. Yeah, I would say that probably the great bulk of being a good sound guy is just having good ears, just being able to recognize when, okay, this needs to be turned up, this needs to be turned down. Obviously the technical aspects are nearly as important, but if you don't know what's going up on stage and you're just idly moving knobs and faders, you're doing no help to anybody. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I definitely do have James Deans and RC to thank me for being the guys who helped me learn about the whole process of doing that well.
It's great. Yeah. Shout out. Okay, that's great.
Much, yeah.
That's great. That's cool. So major in management. Yeah. Minor in writing. How does that happen? Normally, that's not. You have a business, and basically you have a liberal arts. So how does that work? Explain it to me, please.
I took usually in a semester I'd have taken 3 courses in management and 1 or 2 courses in writing, and that's pretty much how it's split down. And I guess that's not directly linked with each other, but writing also contends with having to communicate with other people effectively, be it obviously writing word, or as I'm doing right now, or maybe partially succeeding in trying to talk. But
No, you're a great talker.
Oh, thank you.
You're a great communicator, great orator.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting too. And that's why I asked, because normally, writing goes along with something. I don't know.
More liberal artsy?
Just more liberal artsy. You know what I mean?
That, yeah.
But I agree with you with the sense that, writing is my greatest skill, and I definitely use that toward business because, if you can't communicate, then how can you manage and do business?
Exactly.
Yeah. So no, but I haven't seen. Do you write? Besides your brilliant songwriting,
I don't have a lot of chance to really exercise other writing stuff. Like I've written a few columns for the DLM, sort of dropped off, and I figured I had nothing else to write about at the time. But I do love being able to put something together in the written word, and it would. And I'm sure this would be of major consternation to many of my past writing professors, but a lot of times I would be working on something the night before, and then I come back with an A or a B. And
that is, and again, that is such a talent. It was always the same with me. It was always like, oh shit, what the fuck am I gonna write?
Writing program.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, UT. And it was basically me getting a 6-pack of beer and a big gulp and pouring the beer and then going to the computer lab because I didn't have a computer back then because they were too damn expensive, and just pulling an all-nighter and doing that. Pretty
much. I've been very accustomed to that. Yeah, but
you bastard having that natural talent. No, I know. I know.
But the UMerced writing faculty is also really, really good at what they do. Very passionate about trying to teach their students about the art of writing, and that's definitely gonna be my shout out to them if any of them are watching. And a lot of them also tend to come into places like the Partisan and be patrons of the local arts as well. So
awesome. Do you have any of your former professors coming in and watching you?
Well, not people who've actually taught me specifically, but people who are sort of in that program and whom I have talked with in detail and such. Definitely have seen some of my former professors who have come in. I don't know if they've come in on nights when my band is playing, but I'm sure it's happened. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So speaking, because see, I haven't had any of your, I haven't seen any of your writing. Forgive me, because I just got here. But your Facebook posts really entertain me.
Jesus.
To the point where I would like to just I'd like to have, like Rob from the Playhouse or somebody read them, but, I just, this beer tastes like making out with angels. Like angels are rubbing their tongue on my tongue. That's poetry. It's pure poetry. I just, seriously, I'm like, how the fuck do you come up with it? If you think it is morally wrong to put mayonnaise on a hot dog, then I don't want to be part of your revolution. That's fucking brilliant, Kazoo. And seriously, that's something that it's like, shit, how?
A lot of things I post on Facebook is usually to amuse myself.
You're amusing me. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I really do.
Thank you.
It's, how...
Just generally being snarky is my one usual thing, to be as completely irreverent as possible when I'm talking with, say, friends or writing stupid shit on Facebook or Twitter or
But you have that gift not to piss people off when you do it. And you have that gift to where people don't think you're an asshole or that you're pretentious or whatever.
I try to do that. I'm sure there are people who do think I am an asshole or pretentious. I'm sure they are out there. And I'm sure some of it is probably deserved.
I haven't met any, and I think that is really, again, like a great talent to have, that you can be this snarky person and you can put all this shit out.
Yeah.
And people just want to get even more close to you. Like, oh my gosh, who is this Kazoo person and how can I
I think the people who probably give me the most shit about stupid shit I post on Facebook are probably my closest friends, actually, because especially I've found in the people who I roll with, per se, is that we all give each other untold amounts of shit. Just completely every other sentence is just busting each other's balls, and you know, you get as good shit as you give back. So that's sort of like the friend dynamic that I seem to find myself in.
And the fuel, I guess, to your creative little candle there. That's cool. So who do you hang with? Who do you roll with?
I roll with.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, who do you? Every time I see you, you're like behind the sound stage. I mean, I never see you with anybody.
I think a lot of the people who I hang out with, at least these days, are the good folks over at Coffee Bandits, which is a an independent coffee place, which is over on it is awesome on MLK in Maine, and they are definitely they know their coffee. I'm very good friends with the people who own and run it,
and the people are.
So the two main owners are Melissa Eisner, who is a transplant here from Los Gatos, and and Kurt Winbegler, who is a UC student, I believe, and both of them got together at one point, wanted to open up a coffee place, and made it so. So
they did make it so.
They've been open for almost a year. They've been doing very well,
Successful.
And I implore people out there in the Greater Merced area to come have a nice mocha or latte or whatever suits your fancy.
And like Italian sodas, their Italian sodas are to die for. They make like a true Italian soda.
It is very delicious.
Yes, it is.
I think once Kurt made me a chocolate-covered strawberry Italian soda. It tasted exactly like fucking chocolate-covered strawberries. It was
delicious.
Yeah.
And they do art too. They make the art on the little coffee. I'm like, oh, it's too pretty to drink.
Yeah. And speaking of art, they've also been really cool at like sponsoring arty things. They have local artists or artists or friends of theirs up on the walls. They sponsor all sorts of, they've started to do open mic nights, so they're starting to do those every 2 weeks now, and they also have poetry night, and tonight is Wednesday, September 12th, and they're having a bad fiction night. And
tell me about bad fiction. So that just tickles me. I love bad fiction.
Yeah. So basically, great. I think tonight is the first time that they've done it. They're going to basically read out all sorts of really like all your embarrassing stories that you had to write for a class in 6th grade or so. I have like a bunch of those, but I unfortunately cannot. I don't think I have access to them anymore, but just being able to bring stuff out, probably gonna read off some really bad fan fiction as well.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Wow.
I think tonight I might be reading some really raunchy Craigslist posts.
Ooh, even better. But that's not fiction. That's sad. That's sad. I guess it's not fiction.
I guess it's bad nonfiction.
Bad nonfiction. You can do the bad nonfiction. That's cool. That's awesome. That's so. Do you know how they came up with the concept? Or do I need to have Melissa and Kurt on?
That's probably Melissa, Kurt, Jordan. Jordan Kalman is their events coordinator. He's actually my bro friend.
Oh, cool.
So
your bro friend.
Bro friend. Yeah, we have a very, very completely heterosexual bromance between each other.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like the bromances.
He
cool.
helps out with scheduling and organizing a lot of the events over at Coffee Bandits, and yeah.
That's awesome. And now you're going to be there September 28th.
September 28th, I will be playing a solo gig over at Coffee Bandits. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, if this comes out in time, which I assume it will, thanks to the good people at Ubiquicast? Ubiquicast.
And effitt.
And the effitt podcast network. And
Which
I'm sure.
Is code name for fuck it. But, all right. Go ahead.
Is it now? I was wondering if that was the intended.
That is a fuck it.
There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, or an old Cajun man. Effitt. Yeah.
Effitt.
Yeah.
Effitt. I guess you should have an E.
He makes a mean gumbo. Yeah. So what? Yes, it will come out tomorrow. So please, yes, publicize your event. I mean, yes.
Not tomorrow, the 28th.
Well, no. Yeah, no. This comes out tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yep, 28th is your event. So
yes.
Yeah, and what will you be doing?
I will be playing a bunch of songs
Because
by
this is
myself.
the Kazoo show. Yeah, this is the Kazoo show.
It's going to be the Kazoo show, definitely.
Right.
I suppose, and yeah, it's. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of my material. Probably won't be doing a lot of FGP stuff. I'll probably maybe do like 2 or 3 FGP songs, but most of it is going to be either like solo stuff or covers. I do write a lot of songs that I don't think would be necessarily like fitting or appropriate for the loud bishy-boshy feeling gravity's pull world, which I guess I'm the sort of guy to want to have separate, which, you know, is cool with me. Again, I am a fan of both extremes. So,
yes, you are.
yeah,
Yes, you are. No, do you know Apples, which is like the Appleseed, which is like the photographer for DLM and that kind of thing.
Right. He does some good stuff.
Yes, he does do some good stuff, doesn't he? Yeah, he said that he was at an event and that you had said that you normally don't do cover songs, but you broke out with I Would Walk 5,000 miles?
500 miles.
500 miles, sorry.
And I would walk 500 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you walked all over and just freaking entertained the fuck out of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Brought the house down.
Like, if I'm performing solo, I want to try to be as intense as I am if I had, like, a full band. If I was on stage with a full band, because, you know, that's just how I am. I mean, it's obviously some songs call for the sweeter, intimate approach, but I really, like, when I'm playing with a band, I guess it is easier because I have, like, massive walls of distortion and bad bishy-boshy clanging drums behind me.
Bishy-boshy.
Yeah. Bish-bosh sort of like a feeling gravity's pull in joke.
All right.
But I might explain that later. But,
yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
I
Bishy-boshy. I like that.
Bish-bosh was just
Bish-bosh.
sort of a sort of like in joke between Charlie and Scott. I mean, not well. I guess Scott is in all mostly between Charlie and Sean, respectively, the drummer and bassist for FGP. And I think we're just talking about, you know, the drums have to go bish-bosh like this, and that was just like a little tiny meme that just turned
totally
into
steal that.
Bish-bosh. Bish-bosh. So yeah, the drums go bish-bosh.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
Bish-bosh. Yeah, I like it.
I expect royalty checks, or else you will expect a subpoena.
Okay. Well,
That's just how it works.
I'll pay as I can. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's cool. Pay as you go.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. I'll just send Dan all the royalty bills.
I just sent it to him. It's all good.
You said bish-bosh.
Bish-bosh. 12 times.
12 times in the last week.
You owe me $2.42.
It would be something like that,
All right.
yeah. Although most of that would probably be going to Sean or Charlie. I won't see a lick of that royalty money.
Okay, and then really quick, I apologize. It's. Do you know apples or do you know Appleseed? I'm looking off.
He's not here.
Yes,
We are
Appleseed.
breaking the
Okay,
fuck
cool.
out of this fourth wall tonight.
I know. I told you.
There is no fourth wall. There's
This
just
is the
third wall.
show.
Yeah.
There's a glory hole in the fourth
I told
wall.
you.
Thank you, Dan.
No. No.
And the fourth wall, yelled back.
There we go. Yeah. No. There are no boundaries on this show. That's the thing. That's why I keep on telling you. I'm like, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Like,
No.
I'm sure, like, at some point, my parents are just
They're
going-
mortified. Mine were. They got over it.
Proud.
It's okay.
And mortified. But I think when I posted the link to the FGP album on like one of my friend's walls on back home, and that's how my mom found out about it. And she got like, "Oh, my son did an album. How cool!" And then I think I talked with her later, and she asked, "Can you make a clean version that I can send to my friends and family?"
Nope.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Sorry.
sorry, Mom. That's probably not going to
Just
happen.
have them listen to the pretty music in the background. It's okay. It's all
Yeah,
good.
just
all good.
I don't even cuss like a whole. Okay, there was like one FGP song where the word "fuck" gets said a little, but
A little.
a little.
It's okay. That's one of my favorite words.
It's
Yeah.
a great word.
Yeah, I like fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just one of those cool words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that reminds me of just this ridiculous story that sort of happened. Okay, so some people may be aware that the First Lady of these United States Mrs. Michelle Obama came to UC Merced in 2009.
Yes,
to,
touting the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the first, it was the graduation for the first full graduating class at UC Merced, which I was not a part of, but I still got to go. I volunteered, like, at one of the things earlier, and then got to see the graduation and Mrs. Obama come out. And then, so the story goes like this. Several months ago, people were trying to doing this whole letter writing campaign to send a bunch of letters and postcards, etc., to the First Lady, trying to get her to come speak at UC Merced for commencement.
Again? Or this
No,
was
this
prior?
was prior.
Okay, this is prior. Okay.
It's prior, and someone had made up a bunch of like Valentine's cards that would be sent over to the First Lady, but the front said celebrating the sprit of tradition as opposed to spirit.
Oh no!
So I was sort of like joshing some of the people who were doing that. I guess they're
joshing. I love that word. Okay,
yeah,
sorry. That's such a cool word.
I think even like the non-curse words are even funnier than the curse words sometimes.
I'm just joshing you.
I'm just joshing you.
Yeah, okay.
It just harshen your vibe. But
Sprit.
So yeah, which I guess is like a sapling or something.
Yeah, I guess that's the Sprite Light.
But I was taking the piss from these guys who are running this campaign. Like, oh, come on, Kazoo, let's just write out a one. Okay, fine. And he was pestering me to do this, so I open it up, I take their permanent marker, and I write, "Dear Mrs. Obama, please come to UC Merced. We could really use the publicity." Signed, Christopher Casuga.
You didn't put Mrs. Obama. Did you put Mrs.
I think
you did? Did you put Mrs. Obama?
So, lo and behold, the First Lady of these United States, Michelle Obama, agrees to come speak at UC Merced, and when she begins her remarks, she makes mention of the whole letter writing campaign that managed to convince her to come out, and then she says, like this one from Christopher Casuga, who said, "Dear Mrs. Obama, please come to UC Merced. We could really use the publicity." I was fucking mortified.
And no, that is not mortified. That is the reason why you got a fucking minor in writing. There you go. Thank you, Michelle Obama. That is it.
And then, like, my friends found out about it, my family found out about it, and they were like, really, oh, hey, you got mentioned by Michelle Obama. It's like, now I'm almost expecting that there's gonna be, like, a statue of me in the middle of Manila or something, right next to fucking Manny Pacquiao and the guy who sings for Journey.
I love it. I love it.
So,
yeah? All right, cool.
That is,
oh my God.
Yeah, that
your claim to fame. See, there's a reason why you had a okay. So your business, your management, and your writing came together that day.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we need the publicity.
I straight talked the First Lady, as one of my friends said.
That's exactly right. We need the publicity, damn it. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't even spell spirit right. Fuck, okay?
Now you're joshing my alma mater
Here's my
about that. I'm not
Sharpie,
sure if I'm
okay?
right.
And here's a little drawing at the end as a bonus. That's it.
Didn't even do a drawing, man. No, just all words.
Oh my God, I love it.
But yeah, that was a pretty surreal moment when that happened. I just like looked like my girlfriend at the time. We were sitting next to each other, and when that happened, I just looked at her. Did that fucking happen?
Obama just say my name?
Michelle Obama fucking said my name.
Yes, she did. That is awesome. That is too cool. Oh.
It was pretty ridiculous, and
it's not ridiculous. It's just cool. That's really cool, man.
Fair enough.
See, and did you post that on Facebook? Did you put some like prolific thing on like? Hey.
Someone probably or something. I think people started posting like the YouTube video of like her saying my name or something. My remarks got printed in several papers or whatever.
I love it.
Like, man, can't believe that happened.
I love it. It would have been. Oh, thank you, baby. It would have been even more awesome if he would have, or if she would have said Kazoo. That would have been really cool.
If she said Kazoo.
Kazoo.
I'm sure you're probably all dying to know where.
Yes. That was
that
gonna
came
be
from.
that was gonna be my next question.
I'm sure it's on your notes that you have completely memorized.
Yeah, completely in my head.
You're a very astute interviewer, might I say.
Thank you.
I saw the interviews with my boss, RC, and Nathan, and Joel, and yeah, you really have a knack for asking the right questions.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
But
you.
the Kazoo thing came about actually from high school. I started out doing theater tech over at Bellarmine College Prep, which is in San Jose. It's an all-boys Jesuit school.
Jesus
with
Christ. Oh, sorry.
And they have an incredible theater program there. And I started and one of my friends wrote me into helping out on theater tech. And in sort of the whole theater tech thing, very homoerotic. And a lot of people
it is an all-boys school.
It is an all-boys school.
Yes.
That very naturally comes out. And
shit, what is this? I'm like just like
I'm just
freaking Kazoo. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
But just trying to
all right.
drown this entire conversation in homoerotic metaphors.
I love it.
And
okay.
one of the things that happens in that sort of world is that people sort of like call each other by their last name. So Casuga very quickly turned into Kazoo. And I gathered that was probably like a nickname for like maybe my older brother and my older sister, but they never really like stuck with that. Whereas with me, it's
but Casuga, it's Casuga,
yes.
and Kazoo is Kazoo. Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that evolve into that?
They were doing a show called The 7 Ages of Bob, which I guess is taken.
Another
I almost want to say
homoerotic?
it's no, it's not.
No,
It's
I'm
not.
kidding.
It's not homo.
I'm kidding. Okay.
But it was actually it was all written by like students at Bellarmine. It was sort of like a certain amount of it was improv, and the other part was scripted. I had a musical element as well. And the thing about that show is that they have sort of like the opening song. And they say something, and life is something like a kazoo, and then like the guy passes out, and then he goes sort of through his childhood trying to tie back what that sort of like what that one like
profound
thing was, and how that fits in through the 7 Ages of Bob, as it were. But yeah, I think one time my one of my friends suggested that they make kazoo the word, which had already sort of become sort of my nickname around theater tech. And I know, like, it's really fucking passé to sort of say, yeah, this is my my nickname, but that's followed me pretty much all throughout, like,
it's funny, it's not even your nickname. Yeah. I mean, I don't think, I think that if you weren't a friend on Facebook, you would know, it would just be Kazoo. You're like Cher. It's just like Kazoo. I'm Kazoo. That's it.
I don't know if I appreciate the reference to Cher.
Sorry.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Share some done some
Madonna.
Things, I'm sure.
I don't know.
Madonna. There's very. They just don't.
I don't know.
Don't never ever compare me to Bono ever again.
No, I'm just saying. Hey, okay, Kazoo. All right, I just call you Kazoo.
The great small short list of people with one-word names.
Sorry, yeah,
it's cool.
It's very few.
Again, just joshing
That's
you.
what I'm saying. Oh no,
yeah.
just joshing. No, seriously, there really aren't many. I mean, you know, I mean, you wouldn't. Nobody knows your real name. Seriously.
Unless you look me up on Facebook.
Right.
Or like look at the title of the video on YouTube, Overkill featuring Theresa Hong featuring Christopher Casuga.
Yeah, well, but it'll still be Kazoo. Yeah, it'll still be Kazoo.
Is it going to say that on the file name?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So your parents can't search for you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing
they're
you a favor.
Going to find out
We're
about
okay.
this time, sure.
And they're going to have that harlot that interviewed you?
Aw.
Sorry. No, I'm not. I'm really...
They're probably going to be just equal amounts proud and equal amounts. You should probably stop cursing so much. I swear like a sailor.
Yeah, me too.
That's just, one of the things that and obviously I tailor it to, like, whomever I'm around. If it's a, I don't know, if I need to be more polite, I can be more polite. I feel I am rather courteous, and
you are very courteous.
And I try to be, and even when I'm like swearing at the top of my lungs, I still try to be relatively courteous as well.
You are very courteous. People love you.
Thank you.
That's the thing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, people love you. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. You're gonna play some songs.
Am I now? Is this the part where I take out my guitar and I
Is that cool?
play things? Oh, that's very cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Play some songs for us.
Awesome.
As Kazoo.
Yes.
Just Kazoo.
Just Kazoo. Or Christopher Casuga. Either one's alright with me.
Alright.
It happens sometimes when people are like loading in the parts into place it, and I'll introduce, yeah, I'm Chris, I'll be running sound for you tonight. And oh, we heard that there's going to be a Kazoo who would be running sound for us.
That's me too.
That's me too. Pretty much. Alright.
Let's get your guitar. Sling it.
This one is called 100,000. You've heard it all before, so please stop it now. It's the only thing you heard come out of my mouth. My one-track mind derailed on time, so give me a heart that don't shake, and I swear I will find a way to make it break. You may think me wrong, but I happen to know you're making that same mistake. All I really want is someone who don't mind if I ramble on, take after take. So give me a heart that don't break, and with me, all you have to do is wait. Walking around, best described as with a permanent scowl. I could call a truce, cause there's no excuse for my excuse. Still, shouldn't I try if I got nothing to lose? So give me a heart that don't shake, and I swear I will find a way to make it break. You may think me wrong, but I happen to know you're making that same mistake. All I really want is someone who don't mind if I ramble on, take after take. So give me a heart that don't break, and with me, well, all you have to do is wait. There's 100,000 reasons for me to shut off 5 to put in the effort, but I'm terrified. Stop. Not a single word will come back to you. I'm afraid of you, cause I'm afraid of me too. I can't wait for all of this to be in the past. All I really need is for the moment to pass. But it's not going anywhere, not anytime fast. So give me a heart that don't shake, and I swear I will find a way to make it break. You may think me wrong, but I happen to know you're making that same mistake. All I really want is someone who don't mind if I ramble on, take after take. So give me a heart that don't break, and with me, all you have to do is wait. Give me a heart that don't shake, that's where I'll find a way to make it break. You may think me wrong, but I happen to know you're making that same mistake. All I really want is someone who don't mind if I ramble on, take after take. So give me a heart that don't shake, that's where I'll find a way to make it break. Give me a heart that don't shake, and I swear I'll find a way to make it break. Thank you very much.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. There's no camera on me, but I'm just gonna keep on talking. So, so again, lyrics awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so your writing minor like came in handy.
Definitely, but as am my cribbing notes from the likes of, say, Elvis Costello and Elliott Smith, and like
absolutely
other such people who are adept with the singing word.
Love it. So inspiration for that song, for the lyrics. I love it.
Inspiration for that. Well, I don't think I need to bore the Overkill crowd with.
You're not boring
how
it. No. Okay. Well then,
years.
yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Just tell me really quick.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I am either Merced's most eligible bachelor or Merced's most ineligible bachelor. So there you go. Other than that, I don't think I have to expound too much on that song.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have like one more?
I will do one more. Right?
Will you do one more?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think which one would be a one for me to do.
Whichever one you want.
All right. I'll do the one that I had played on the Gente show. Maybe wait for this train to pass.
Yeah.
Again.
There's a train coming.
That's the fifth wall right there.
Yeah, that's the fifth dimension right out there. Yeah, train passes all the time. You should see the sixth dimension when on Thursdays when the doors are open and people just like come through and you're like, oh hey.
Is that what happens sometimes?
Yeah, the worst part is when they come in and they're like, am I interrupting something?
Hey,
You're like,
come
you
on
are
in.
now.
Yeah. All you had to do to not be intrusive. Yeah. Just shut your gap and just
Come
walk
on
by.
in, it's all good. But you know what? That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the show, is that it's real. So no, it's all good.
All right. This one is an FGP song. It's called Have I Mentioned. Northwest of nowhere, I laughed so hard I cried. It's a skill I've never taken for granted, and I'm careful when it's applied. And I can't write a love song if I have no one to love. So I could put the blame on you. Now I'm spending all your sympathy. That's a definite possibility. And have I mentioned I'm the running joke? My only service is to foil your spokes when you're the foreigner in your own country. You know you cannot go home explaining all the customs you were pre-accustomed to since before all these fuckers were born. When it gets cold in your own little corner of the world, I hope these facts keep you warm. Roll credits, turn the house lights on. The curtain calls you back to wherever you're from. Strike down the stage, get your cut from the score. Leave the high fives hanging, march to the door. It's not wrapped up like in the movies. There goes a broken funhouse mirrors TV. And all the songs I did not write was attributed to myself. I didn't ride 500 miles, so allow me to clear the idiot air held back by your oblivious smile. A life defined by a cover song. Is that what I'm used to by now?
Jeez. Okay, don't move the cameras. I'm gonna go over there
All right.
and give you a big hug.
Yes.
And thank you for being on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, we gotta get your beer with me. Cheers at the end.
Awesome.
And that's just the way it is. On Overkill.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
Yep.
kidding. Thank you. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope my parents will see this.
Thank you for watching. Tune in next week. We'll have Tom Price from the DLM.
Cool guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And watch for him September 28th, Coffee Bandits. They'll be doing the same thing and some cover songs too if you're lucky. So.
If you're lucky.
Yes.